If your Fortnite game is lagging, stuttering, or just generally being slow, then keep watching, as in this video I'm going to share with you all the ways you can solve this issue. Now, the very first thing we need to do is to change the rendering mode, as a lower graphics mode would allow gamers with less powerful devices to play the game while still maintaining a smooth frame rate. We can do this by launching up Fortnite and heading to our settings menu by coming to our profile icon in the top right here, and then clicking the settings tab. Now in this video tab here, we want to change the rendering mode to performance lower graphical fidelity. You also want to make sure that VSync is set to off, anti-aliasing needs to be set to off, shadows need to be set to off, textures can be set to low, effects can be set to low, and post-processing needs to be set to low. And then once we've done that, we want to come into the game tab and scroll all the way down into the replay section. Now you want to make sure all of these are set to off, and then you can hit apply to save your changes. Now just this one step alone will help reduce lag and improve your FPS. But I've got a few more steps you guys can apply to really speed up your game. So another common reason why people face lagging issues is when their gaming drivers are outdated. So we want to make sure our drivers are updated, particularly our network and graphic drivers. Luckily there is a free tool that makes this entire process super quick and easy. Simply head over to an internet browser and we want to come to the website called drivereasy.com. And we want to scroll down this website until the download section and then just hit the big download button here. Now once you've downloaded the app, you can go ahead and launch it and then just press the scan now button here. What this is going to do is it's going to scan your computer for any outdated drivers, and it's going to make updating them super easy in one simple click. So once the scan's completed, what you're looking for here is any outdated network or graphic drivers. But it doesn't hurt just updating everything anyway. You just need to press the update button next to each driver and then follow the steps to update the outdated driver. You can also press this update all button at the bottom here, but this is part of the paid plan, so I'd recommend just sticking to the free version and coming into each of them one by one. Now, once our drivers are all up to date, the next step is to optimize some settings in Windows for maximum performance. Head to the start menu and search for settings, and then just hit the settings icon. Then we want to come into the system tab and hit notifications. And you want to make sure notifications are set to off, and then we want to come back and hit the display tab. Then scroll all the way down into graphics, and where it says change default graphics settings, we want to click this and we want to make sure hardware accelerated GPU scheduling is set to on. And then we can come into the apps tab and you want to come down to where it says startup. Now here you will see a list of apps that load automatically in the background every time you turn on your computer. So what we want to do here is turn off any apps that we might not necessarily need, as this is going to consume valuable resources. And then we want to come into the gaming tab and then just hit game bar. Now you want to set your game bar set to off, and then we can come back and go into game mode. And you want to make sure game mode is enabled, as this is going to optimize your PC for the best gaming performance. And then lastly, we want to come into the Windows Update tab and you just want to hit check for updates. And you want to make sure your operating system is fully up to date. Now, once we finish changing our Windows settings, the next thing we need to do is disable full screen optimizations, as this will also give you a noticeable performance boost. Simply head over to your File Explorer and we need to come into the C drive, underneath Program Files, into the Epic Games folder, Fortnite Game, Binaries, Win64, and we want to scroll all the way down until we find the Fortnite Client Win64 Shipping. Now simply right click this and head over to Properties, and then come over to the Compatibility tab. Inside of here, we want to make sure Disable Full Screen Optimizations is selected, and it doesn't hurt also select and run this program as administrator. And then come into the Change High DPI settings, and then you want to tick this box at the bottom here and make sure Application is selected from this window. Then we can just press OK, Apply, and OK to save the changes. Once we've done that, the next thing we can do is load up the Start menu, and you want to search for Temporary Files, and then just hit Delete Temporary Files, click on the Temporary Files tab. And as you can see here, I have 26 gigabytes worth of temporary files, which is a lot, and you basically want to check as many of these as you can. So I'm going to check all of these. The only one that I'm not going to check is temporary internet files, and then you want to come back up to the top and select remove files. This is a good way to speed up not only Fortnite but also your PC in general, especially if your files contain any corrupt files, as this is something that could be slowing down your computer and your gameplay. Now, the last and final thing we can do to really maximize our game's performance is to head over to the Epic Games Launcher, come inside of the Library tab, and then you want to scroll down to find the Fortnite game. Then you can hit these three little dots here, and we want to select Options. Now, from these list of options, you want to make sure only the top one is selected, so we can get rid of high-resolution textures and DirectX 12 shaders, as these are going to really slow down our game. So we want to uncheck these, and then we can just press Apply. And now, at this point, I'd advise to restart your computer, and all of your lagging issues and stuttering issues should be fixed. If you still are experiencing problems, then please drop a comment below and I'll try my best to assist you. If this video did help you, please drop a like and subscribe. Until next time.